Well, I actually heard about the MA program when I was looking at different graduate programs in Europe to pursue my master's. And by chance, I happened to look at UCC's website. I came to UCC several years earlier as an undergraduate for a study abroad program, and I fell in love with the campus when I was here at that time. And I decided to check and see if there was a study religions department at UCC, and fortunately there was, and it was only, I believe, 3 or 4 years old at that time. So I decided to apply for the program just so that I could come to UCC, and fortunately enough I was accepted, and I just finished my master's thesis this last 2 months ago. The most interesting part of my studies has been living internationally, actually, because all my undergraduate was done in the United States, and I did study abroad several times, but I still did not get to live in a foreign country for an extended period of time. And now that I am here, I am living in a foreign country, and I'm making connections all over the world. For example, I have friends who are now in India, Estonia, UK, Ireland, of course, Hungary, South Africa, just all over the place. So it's very beneficial to me, just being able to make those connections all over the world. The staff at UCC has been more than supportive. They've been willing to go out on a limb and take chances for me and endorse me and give me different connections to different universities across the world. For example, Brian Balking, originally I was going to go to Japan during this last summer to do some field work or just to conduct some field work. And when I discussed it with him, he actually wrote me several letters to help me get connected to different universities in Japan, such as Tufts University. And what ended up happening, unfortunately, is that I couldn't secure the funds, so I ended up not going. But the fact that he was able to go out on a limb for me and secure, or to make connections for me, was very helpful and very beneficial for me. I actually presented at 2 conferences this previous summer. One was in Vosu, Estonia, at the Asian Summer School, where I presented on the Mukyokai and the Makuya. Those are 2 indigenous Christian groups in Japan that I wrote my master's thesis on, actually. And then I presented at another conference in Tartu, Estonia, at the Marginalized and Endangered Worldview Study Center conference, or MUSC for short. And while I was there, I presented just on the Mukyokai, and I received great feedback, and it allowed me to make more and more connections within academia. The students at UCC that I've experienced have been very helpful, especially within our department. Within my first week of classes starting, several students within the department discovered that I was an international student and was fairly new and didn't know anyone on campus yet. So they almost took me under their wing and invited me out to different social events, out to their houses for, just like for drinks or for hanging out, just spending time with them and getting to know people. So it was very, very nice. The department was very nice and all the students were very nice. Currently, I am going to be staying in Ireland for a year to work in order to save up some money for my potential PhD at UCC. There's 2 options I have right now, either continuation of my master's thesis, which for my potential PhD I'll be studying the Makuya in Japan and how they're spreading their religious system across the world. The other option I have is to study Islam in Ireland, which is a very understudied topic. I won't give out the full details of all of my PhD research just because I don't want to give anything away or spoil it, but those are my plans for the upcoming year. The facilities at UCC are unparalleled. I originally went to a small university in the Midwest with about 2,500 students, and while I was there, I did enjoy it, but coming to UCC, which has close to, I believe, 20,000 students, including all the postgraduates, it's just unparalleled, because the facilities are just such top-notch. There's so much more money, let's just put it that way, going into the facilities, and there's so much more money going into upkeep of the facilities. So it's just a very, very, very nice university. Cork is a fantastic city. I loved it. It's a great cultural center. It's very metropolitan. You can walk anywhere within 20-30 minutes, and I've actually very rarely have to take public transportation in order to get to where I'm going. The only time I do is when I'm in a hurry, of course. But just being able to get anywhere is fantastic. There's great cultural events that happen every so often on campus. Right now there's a Christmas market on Grand Parade that's hosted every weekend, and that's fantastic, and there's going to be craft fairs coming up for Christmas. Earlier in the year there was the Culture Night that you could go to, and there's even more and more events like theater productions that go on almost every single night. So it's a fantastic city and I love it.